What's up, guys? Welcome back to another car vlog, and we're going to talk about why are some bands looked at as the most hated bands in their genre, or the most hated bands of all time. And we all know bands like Nickelback, Five Finger Death Punch, artists like that are always hated on so much. When did all these bands get really so big that now they're just getting crapped on and people are like, oh, I hate that band? Or it's like the cool thing to do is to hate this band or that band just because of how big they get. And then you have, on one hand, Limp Bizkit, which is another band that people are like, oh my god, that band is either so overrated, or they just get hated on so much because they're not metal enough for the metal crowd, they're not hip-hop enough for the hip-hop guys. So obviously it's rap metal or rap rock, it's not that great, or new metal, it's not that great. And it's always Fred Durst. You never hear them talk about the DJ, the guitar player, the band in general, the musicians in the band. They don't talk about them. They always say, well, the band would probably be good if it wasn't for Fred Durst having such an ego and trying to be better than he is. I tell you that Nickelback has, I'd say, they have a few songs that I will listen to. Do a lot of them do sound the same besides that acoustic-y radio rock? Yeah, okay, they do. Limp Bizkit, for example, I grew up on that in the early 2000s when I was like 15, 16. That was my really introduction to the metal genre, you know, because before that, I didn't really listen to a lot of heavy music, a lot of heavy metal music. Like, I was listening to more hip-hop and just what was on the radio, and new metal is really what got me into metal music. So a lot of people say, well, new metal, like bands such as Limp Bizkit, Korn, System of a Down, Disturbed, Mudvayne, Papa Roach, that's what got them into listening to metal music. I've just always found it funny that a lot of these people go out of their way to hate on bands. I was listening to the radio, that's why I brought this up, and they were saying that the band Creed, they were a huge band in Florida just when they first started, because I think that's where they're originally from. But because when they got so commercially famous, people are like, oh, you sell out, you suck. And it's to the point that they get so famous that people just start to hate them. It's the same thing with Metallica. They're so big they suck. Because to be completely honest with you, I think all the bands that I named are pretty good bands. They have great musicians. The music is really good to listen to. So why do you guys think bands like Nickelback, Limp Bizkit, Five Finger Death Punch, yes, Five Finger Death Punch does get hated on a lot, and the band Creed, those are one of those bands that just get all crapped on all the time? And you can make an argument, say a lot of those bands have songs that all sound the same, or they always talk about the same topic every time they release an album. I was told recently on Facebook, and they put up a post saying, do people like certain bands, and why do certain people hate certain bands? And a lot of them said that Five Finger Death Punch, all their music sounds the same, and they always talk about war and like depressing topics, and it's always, I'm a war veteran, let's support the troops, which I have nothing against people supporting the troops. It's just the fact that that's what all their music is about. And for me personally, I'll say I used to like the band Five Finger Death Punch. Like, the first 3 albums were really good, and I was actually willing to put them on a pedestal high as I do Disturbed and like Pantera. I was like, damn, they are like my generation's, yes, my generation's, like the Metallica's, my generation's Pantera. They're going to go somewhere and be something and be one of the biggest metal bands of all time, and they're going to go down as one of the top 10 metal bands that ever listed. And now, after their first 3 albums, it's like their music, like not just the music itself, but the overall sound quality is getting worse and worse and worse, and it's just coming to sound like garbage, trash. So to be completely honest with you, I don't even know who mixes and masters those Five Finger Death Punch CDs, but those people need to be fired. The sound quality is just horrible. It's like real heavy, like on the bass end, like the bass drum is so in your face, like, and it doesn't sound great because it's like really like low end on that album, like real bass heavy, and I'm like, that does not sound great. Even the last Seven Dust album was like that. Like, it was just really too bass heavy and doesn't sound great. you're not a rap album where you need that low end thump and bump. You don't. So why is it people just hate on certain bands? Are they jealous that the band is so popular? Are they jealous that they're getting that much notoriety? Or is it just the fact that, yes, a lot of those bands that I did name, from Limp Bizkit, Five Finger Death Punch, Nickelback, and Creed, are bands that are extremely overrated. Somebody's getting pulled over in my neighborhood. Oh, and there was a car shooting, the other day, like 2 blocks from my house. So my neighborhood is kind of rough right now. That's why the cops are pulling people over. But yeah, man, just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll definitely talk to you guys in the next car vlog. I just wanted to shoot the shit with you guys like I always do, and incite the conversation down below, and just talk to you guys and ask you guys, why are bands that go from being like moderately popular and people are like, yeah, I really love Limp Bizkit, I really love Chevelle, or I really love like Cannibal Corpse, but then they get to a point that they're so famous that people are like, nah, I can't listen to that anymore.